Okay, if you're around for part two, then you are diehards. And again, thank you for your commitment and time and just willingness to try to listen. I do think there's some interesting comments that we'll be discussing. First of all, Sia being the artist for the second half of the show. I'm quite impressed with her perspective on things. You know, it's worth reviewing, listening again to what she has to say. And let's just look kind of what's going on here.
You are one of my favorite artists.
Thank you.
Listen to this. I like this.
In my eyes. The Sia song I'm singing this week is Elastic Heart. I was drawn to the lyrics because they're so hopeful and empowering.
This is worth listening to.
You're gonna make me cry.
When I saw Sia get emotional over me singing her song, I just couldn't believe it.
You know, it's
Okay, guess what? That just means Sia is validating that the Porsha is doing what you're supposed to do. You know, she's saying, you're making me feel an emotion that's touching me deep enough that I'm crying. Alright, so that means the Porsha's connecting on the emotional level. Very cool.
easy to sing a song by somebody else, but it's not easy to make it your own.
Yeah.
I think that that's what's very special and unique about you is you have your own voice.
I really wanted to make you proud.
You did, though, Toby. You did.
My advice to LaPorsha would be to stay true to who she is, and if anyone tried to tell her to do something different, I feel like I would want to like high karate kick them in the throat. It's just kind of how I am.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and listen, okay? Because it's amazing. No point in me even, don't waste time clicking, just listen.
Why can I not conquer love? And I might have thought that we were one. Wanted to fight this war without weapons. And I wanted it back. But there were so many red flags. Now another one bites the dust. Yeah, let's be clear, I'll trust no one. You did not break me.
Okay, I will say right now, this is about an 8 performance for LaPorsha. And what I'm meaning is there's moments that she's not getting all the energy into it. I could give you a lot of examples in this, but why don't you guys listen and see if you can find them. I'll let you do them this time. That was good. That was a little weak. See, it's like she's it's a she's got to shape that phrase a little bit better. For some reason she's hurrying it. She doesn't usually do that, so maybe she's worrying about her literal walking around. That gets him nervous a lot, because you don't have to worry about that until you do this show. That freaked David out one week. I don't even want to think about that week. So anyway, you don't want to have to worry about too much, and she may be in her head a little bit.
And let's be clear, we'll provide. And I know that I can survive. I want to fight to save my life. And I want my life so bad. I'm doing that.
See that it was just rushed. She could milk that more. So yes, I'm expecting more LaPorsha. I want her to do a little bit more attention to detail on this choreography.
Now another one bites the dust. It's hard to lose a trust.
So she's filling these moments up better. Okay. It ended strong, but there were a lot of real, little moments that could have been a lot better. There were lots of 7s and 8s in that performance, which is not up to her standard. I will say that. But hey, we can cut her some slack. She's definitely stepped up enough already. All right, welcome back, people. I'd like to continue with Mackenzie. And what's interesting about this little package is it's really a cool, perfect application of some of the concepts I teach. And what I mean by that are these are things that a lot of people teach that understand how you help somebody get out of their comfort zone. And the term, you might hear the term stretching, you might hear the term where you just set a goal out in front of somebody that's a little out of their reach, and so they have to reach. It's how mentoring is about. It's understanding how to put something out in front of them that they may be a little bit afraid of, but assuring them that it's okay to be afraid, and that by spending time in that space, it will become comfortable. And once you get comfortable taking chances, which, again, that's what's great about being a jazz musician, because every time you play, you're taking chances. You're delving into the unknown. You're improvising. You're being spontaneous. Well, that's what most musicians that really get good and learn how to trust their instincts and have enough options where they feel confident that, hey, if I put myself in this position, I can mix it up even. I'm not going to sound the same every single time. The whole idea is they're confident enough that they know exactly how to create the right mood at the right time, and they have multiple choices that they can choose from that will all work. Okay, that's what you're really striving for as a pro musician, I would say. It's knowing that all of your ideas are at a 9 or a 10, and you can call on them whenever you need to. Okay, so what C is trying to do is, again, this is what a good mentor does. They can hear the song with bigger moments sometimes than the person that is doing the interpretation of the song is feeling at the time. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Now remember what Mackenzie's strategy has been, and this is what I'm kind of labeling as his strategy. And that is, he's got a good ability to know what his strengths and weaknesses are, and when he's able to dictate the track, and in this case he does, he strips it down, he takes titanium, keeps it real simple, and therefore it doesn't require his voice to have to get quite as big as some of these other songs he's been doing. And so with this, he still is able to create good emotion. What I say about Mackenzie again is he's got 80% of the skill set, but some of the skills he has are really high quality. For example, he's got a really good sense of dynamics and intensity, and also note choice. What he's lacking still, though, is technique and control over his sound, and he needs more variety in his ability to know what to do with longer notes that he's trying to milk and put a lot of emotion in. And again, Dalton and Mackenzie both have the same challenge. So, how does he do this with Sia? We just got to watch this, because this really is a really super example. I don't know what I have to do to get permission, but I'd like to even use this in my workshops, because this demonstrates exactly what I think enables somebody who's trying to get better at music. And again, those of you that aren't necessarily singers or musicians, this still applies to your ability to listen and appreciate and understand music and process it better and get more out of it too. So you can learn exactly from this. You don't have to be a performer. But if you are, it'll make it
in my wildest dreams that I'd be meeting Sia.
How you feeling?
nervous.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's okay.
the Sia song I'll be singing is Titanium. Just right off the bat, it's way out of my comfort zone. I'm trying to find like the right way to sing the melody. I have it in like 2 different keys. One is kind of like real.
Okay. Now, what I want to point out already is how this fits, you know, the learning system that I teach. And I don't, you know, I hope teach doesn't sound cheesy. The term I use, I guess, is just, you know, I've tried to simplify down to as few steps as possible to learn how to do stuff. And this, what's fun is I can actually show you like steps of my system that are in this. Okay, and the first one is, it's identifying, you know, Mackenzie's recognizing what his challenges are. Okay, so that's the humility factor. And when someone who's trying to learn music has a humility factor, it makes it easier for them to learn, and they're more open to people's input. You know, I run across so many people that I can't really describe exactly what it is, but you know, whenever I try to give them input, sometimes they take it real personal, like I'm trying to tell them what to do, and like I think I know everything. And instead, I'm really just trying to be helpful, but I realize a lot of people aren't open. They're not ready. And so you have to be careful about throwing out advice, because not everybody wants it. Now, what's cool is Mackenzie seems to want it.
Really pushing me, but then it falls off on the titanium part. So I think I just wanted to like see what you thought about.
Let's do both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You show me down, but I won't fall. I'm titanium.
Are you sure you're gonna get that high note? 'Cause I feel like you can. What happens when you do it?
Not.
Okay, now here's what's so cool. Okay, so the first thing is, Mackenzie comes in with what his objective is, and his objective is, okay, I've got a couple different ways that I'm approaching this. Okay, so the cool thing is he's got different options already. He's seen that, well, this could work, maybe this will work. So the fact that he's creative as an arranger is what's really gotten him through this so far, I think. The second thing is he's understanding dynamics and dynamic intensity. So even though he doesn't have some of the skills to put vibrato into notes and hold them out, and he lets go of them instead of milking them, you know, we're going to forgive him for some of those moments that aren't quite as strong as they could be, because he is doing a really great job of just customizing the song excuse me, to fit his skill set. And I think he's doing a great job of doing that. So, let's continue.
Not good stuff.
What about if it goes falsetto?
Maybe.
It's okay to from me.
It's not just. Sia always goes for these like huge high notes, and this is the first time I really feel like I'm being pushed vocally.
I'm titanium.
That's beautiful. What's exciting about it is that it's exciting for the audience.
Right.
If they're afraid that you're not going to get it.
Right.
And you did.
If I had to give Mackenzie one piece of advice, I would just say trust yourself.
This high note could really determine my future in the competition, you know, good or bad. So I have to really nail it.
You're going to be great.
Okay, now I gotta just say something right here, because Harry makes a comment after that's really, he feels very strongly that there was too much emphasis placed on this high note, and you know what, I don't feel that at all. I'm not sure why he feels so passionately that it's such a big deal. I think I disagree. To me, it's important to Mackenzie the same way. If we were to go back to David's season, and the week he was doing the Mariah Carey song, and for years, okay, he had just turned 17, yeah. So, at this point, he did still feel very unsure of himself going for falsetto notes, and so he just avoided them. And there's times when I was trying to figure out how to get him to feel comfortable going for those notes, and I always felt for 2 or 3 years that was something that he needed to add to his, you know, quiver of options. You know, was being able to throw in high notes now and then. Was it essential? No. But would it be nice if he could? Yeah. So I figured, hey, let's figure out a way to add that. You know, it's all about continuing to grow our talent. What is growing our talent? It's adding to our skill set. How do we increase our skill set? We expose ourselves to different, I think, things. We try things. Exactly what Mackenzie's doing. He's stepping outside of his comfort zone. He's not staying in the box. Okay, and Sia's giving him permission to step outside the box, just like Mariah Carey did to David. So this is really a cool learning moment, and it's what a good mentor does. It's where they kind of challenge him, but they challenge him in a gentle way with, hey, I think you can do it. Okay, so this is a really good moment. I think it's important for everybody learning how to get good at music to realize that this is one of the keys to getting good, and that is learning how to put yourself in an environment where you can be stretched. And a lot of that is finding a really good mentor that knows how to evaluate where you're at and knows how to help you get to a point where you're a little bit uncomfortable, and then help you step into that unknown area where you are kind of exploring and venturing into areas that you may not have spent a lot of time in. But this is where you grow the most. And that's what we're trying to do, is grow talent fast. And we don't have time to wait, you know, unless you want to wait years and years. So the whole idea is this is how people that are really young get good fast. And these are things that you can help do. This is what Olympic level music mentoring and vocal coaching is. And this is what's fun to do. This is what I love to do with people that really want to learn about music. So, anyway, let's keep working on here.
Shut it out, but I could hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but all your bullets ricochet.
Okay, now I'm going to make an observation here, and I'm sorry to interrupt because it does sound really good, I think, so far. But what's nice is, because it's so stripped down, and because the tempo, there's not a lot of percussion yet driving the tempo, it's allowing Mackenzie's level of emotion to dictate what the boundaries are. You know, where he's starting it out and how far he's taking it emotionally. And by doing that, the track isn't going to be so overwhelming and make it seem like, oh my gosh, he just can't step up long enough. And we've seen that in a couple of his performances lately. But this one, you'll notice most of this performance from here on out, even when it gets bigger, when the track does get bigger, he's able to put in enough emotional and dynamic intensity that he's able to make it work. Even though there are a couple spots where you'll notice his notes just, you wish he'd hold on to them and just milk them a little bit longer. Put some more vibration, some vibrato. That's what vibrato is, vibration. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Okay, that's what he needs. But like I say, this is, what's cool is if you were to analyze this song and to map it out and say, does he cover all the things that need to be covered? He does get the emotional things. He gets the note choices. All he needs to do is just increase a couple skills, which are the vibrato and supporting his notes better. And then this song would be almost perfect. It's great. I still think he does a really good job. So anyway, here we go.
Shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, ricochet, you take your aim. Fire away, you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I'm titanic, you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I'm titanium. Stone heart, machine gun, firing at the ones who run. Stone heart is bulletproof glass.
that whole ending, that I am titanium, dun, 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 dun. You know, it does it 3 or 4 times, 5 times maybe towards the end. The way that he manages the energy, where he keeps it building, 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 peaks, and then he draws it back gradually, I think he did a super job there. You know, he did a great job with that song. And I don't think that he made a big deal about the high notes. So again, I'm going to skip the judges' comments. I just think Harry really was too brutal on him. I don't think he deserved it. And I think he did a really, really good job. He did exactly, if I were there with him as his consultant, that's pretty much what I would have hoped he would have done. You know, he contained and controlled what he could. And the moments that were bigger than he was, he still kept up the intensity, even though he really didn't put in as much vibrato into it that he could have. And a couple things, like I say, that were a little weak, but overall I think he did a great job. Okay, so the Sia songs are bringing out a high quality of performance. You know, I thought that was very enjoyable. It was very well done. All right, now this next one, Trent. Again, I'm skipping judge comments. If you want to listen to them, you're welcome to, but just for time's sake, this is a really long episode. But there's so many good examples here. Like, I think this is a great example that all vocal coaches should have their students watch. There's a lot of stuff you can learn from this, and also these packages with Sia are fantastic. So, let's go ahead and just listen to what happens with Trent. Again, Trent, let me just say, Trent does a great job here of showing what he can do that Mackenzie and Dalton just cannot even begin to think of doing. And really, Trent is the only one that's stepping it up to even putting any pressure at all on La Porsha. And, you know, I think Trent actually, his execution of his song, I think, is better than La Porsha's execution. La Porsha can make bigger moments. You know, she knows how to do that. She can create just huge amounts of intensity in her moments, but Trent is still doing all the right things, and he's just nailing his moments. So I think his performance actually could be considered better than La Porsha's.
The 4 mega-talented artists, of course, one of them is Trent Harmon. Take a look at what went down when he met Sia.
I was such a fan of Sia going into this. To see her in the flesh is kind of like seeing a unicorn.
Hi, sweetie pop.
I'm singing Chandelier. I love this song, and it's a tough song to sing, but I'm really hoping to make Sia proud. Chandelier.
Well, thank you for choosing that.
The whole idea is he does a great job with this, and let's just listen to this performance. I've already critiqued it, it's great.
Party girls don't get hurt, can't feel anything, then will I learn? I push it down, I push it down.
His vibrato is so much more appropriate
I'm the
now.
one for a good time call, phone's blowing up, ringing my doorbell. I feel the love, I feel the love.
His phrasing's great.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2.
The up notes are a little louder than the lower notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which is just dynamic as well. Beautiful. Great. The way shaping this is beautiful.
It doesn't exist. I'm gonna fly like out through the night. Feel my tears as they dry.
Beautiful control. Very difficult to control this.
for dear life. Won't look down, won't open my eyes.
Change the sound like that. It's hard to do. Great control.
Until morning light. I'm gonna fly like a kite through the night. Feel my tears as they dry. Say, oh, gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier.
Okay, my honest opinion, that was as close to. I mean, every single moment he thought through, and I think he nailed it. That was like as close to a perfect performance as you can do.
I gotta say, it's
Fantastic.
the most extraordinary thing that you guys are getting to sing these Sia songs, because that has the most gorgeous grandeur melody, and to hear it
I like
brings
these comments
everything
too, which is
you
I'm going to
have
keep it running just because
so
I think
special to you, so strong in your vocal delivery. It was exquisite. I loved every minute.
I want you to enjoy the moment, because this is a great American Idol moment.
It's funny, Trent, because this
This
is a
whole
whole
Sia
different
sequence.
person than the guy who sang earlier. You know what I mean? But it was both good. It's like you can
All these
almost
songs
do
are fantastic.
anything. It's just your choice.
Even Dalton's.
Because now it's like you're like alternative guy here with long jacket that's cut up, and then the other guy was like all buttoned up and everything. You know, it's two different people. The voice is consistent though, which I love, and it just shows that you can kind of sing anything, and you can.
Trent showing that you really
I thought
can.
that was phenomenal. I really did. I mean, that song tells such a vivid tale, and I really felt that you were completely in another world with that. Not to mention how artfully you sang that just from a vocal technique point of view. That's very, very
Yeah, he blew away
difficult to do.
Mackenzie.
And
Just
I
blew him out of
thought
the water.
from the first note to the last note,
And
I give it
Porsha
100
kind
out
of
of 100.
coasted on a lot of her notes. That's the difference. Is Portia's was good, like it always is, but I feel that some of her moments were weak, whereas none of Trent's were. Every single one's of Trent's had an absolute purpose, was done beautifully. And again, Dalton, he does a good job coming up here.
Towards
And it's also a nice little, this is also a good learning moment.
So tight. When you let go,
Another nice thing about Dalton
it was pretty moving.
is he
Actually.
really is very
Music's next
teachable
chart
and he
topper
wants to
will be
learn, and I admire
Dalton.
that.
Here's
I'm
Dalton's
just
top
amazed that he hasn't figured out how to use a vibrato yet, and he doesn't have more
This week
control
I'm
over
doing
his
Bird Set
vocal.
Free by Sia.
I don't care if I sing off
It was pretty moving, actually.
This
because
song fits
Dalton
him very
has the
well,
sort
and
of
that
most
phrase
restrained
gets
voice of
him
everybody.
off the hook for his pitchiness.
It's fascinating that you chose this song because it feels like when you were singing it in the beginning that you were wound up so tight.
When you let go, it brings this great feeling of
Also, this is
Yeah.
Michael
I'm
on
very curious to
piano.
hear what you sound like when you really.
The other guy's Matt. Matt's the guy that's more the jazz guy.
I'm just all about
Michael's
just trying
more
to push
musical
it just a
theater,
little bit
and
more.
like I say, I like working with Matt. But Michael was cool. I got along with
I
him okay.
liked
He
the
was
first
great.
half of the first time you did it and the second half of the second time you did it. I
His
think
partner
if you
was
can find that
questionable.
balance, I think it'll be really meaningful.
I absolutely
They're
adore,
lucky they just
adore
get
Sia's
Sia.
song.
She's
I
great.
talked about really sad stuff last week, but I kind of wanted to tell the story of, like, you know, you don't have to.
Okay, and I'm just going to say Dalton does a great job, but just for time's sake, it's not worth watching the whole thing, okay? He does a good job, but you know he's going next week. It'll be him and Mackenzie, but it's likely that he's going to go instead of Mackenzie. So, he does an okay job.
2 more weeks until
Hard to believe, only 2 more weeks of Idol. But let's just give Dalton credit for really stepping it up emotionally. He has become a great storyteller. He cares. He's put a lot of feeling in it, but him and Mackenzie both need to increase their skill set, grow their talent. They need to find the right kind of mentor who can help them focus on those skills. And really all they need to do is just give them some musical songs where to make the song sound right, they have to have a good vibrato. And once they learn that, it'll also help them support their notes better, and that'll help with the pitchiness. So the nice thing is, this is like a simple little thing that both of them need that will help increase their confidence. and the quality of their music and our enjoyment listening, because then us that are trying to be constructive and critiquing them don't have to feel that we're being brutal and mean and picking on them. All right, so happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter weekend. I hope everyone's having an enjoyable one, whatever your religious affiliation is or isn't. And most importantly, that you're just feeling at peace and feel full of goodness and love and light and what I think most people associate with this type of weekend. It's also time to renew, time to think things, rethink things. Hit the pause button. Figure out how you got to where you're at. You know, what do you like about where you're at? What would you like to change? Are there things you could upgrade about your life? Are there some ideas, some concepts, some habits? So to me, that's what this is all about, and I'm going to take some time to reflect, and I'll look forward to seeing you for the next to last episode this coming Thursday. I will be heading to Denver on Tuesday to hopefully play with some of my legendary trumpet heroes, a couple of them are going to be at this jazz club in Denver Tuesday and Wednesday night, and I'm hoping that not only can I listen to them, but also sit in and play a little bit. So in the meantime, I wish the best to all of you, and hope that you're enjoying the season and my lengthy comments, and thank you again for your patience and putting up with what I have to say, but I hope you're learning stuff, because I'm trying to show you some really, I think, things that will help make appreciating and getting more joy and satisfaction out of music, again, whether you're a listener and part of the audience or you're a performer and a participant. Have a good one. See you soon.